What if I told you that in 2026, travel between the United States and parts of Asia isn't just about visas anymore, it's about politics, power, and global strategy. From rising tensions, to security concerns, to shifting alliances, some Asian countries are now facing increased scrutiny, tighter restrictions, or diplomatic friction with the US. But here's the truth most videos won't tell you. This isn't about banning people. It's about something much bigger. Today, we're breaking down 7 Asian countries where travel and immigration policies are becoming more complicated in 2026, and why it matters. Let's get into it. Country 1: China, the global rival. Visuals: Beijing skyline, trade graphics, no surprise here. The relationship between the US and China has been tense for years, and in 2026 it's still one of the most complex rivalries in the world. We're talking about trade wars, technology restrictions, national security concerns. Because of this, visa approvals, academic exchanges, and business travel are facing stricter reviews. It's not a ban, but it's definitely not business as usual anymore. Country 2: Iran, long-standing restrictions. Visuals: Tehran streets, historical footage. Iran has been under US restrictions for decades. In 2026, the situation remains largely unchanged. Limited diplomatic relations, strict travel regulations, heavy scrutiny on visas. Travel between the two countries is possible in rare cases, but for most people, it's extremely difficult. Country 3: North Korea, almost completely closed. Visuals: Pyongyang, restricted areas. North Korea is one of the most restricted countries in the world, period. For Americans, travel is heavily limited, special permission is required, risks are extremely high, and from the US perspective, restrictions remain in place for safety and political reasons. This isn't just policy, it's about serious security concerns. Country 4: Afghanistan, security challenges. Visuals: Kabul, humanitarian scenes. Afghanistan continues to face instability in 2026. Because of this, visa processing is extremely limited, security concerns are high, travel is strongly discouraged. The US approach here is largely based on protecting citizens and managing risk. Country 5: Syria, conflict aftermath. Visuals: rebuilding cities, war aftermath. Years after the peak of conflict, Syria is still recovering. Travel restrictions remain tight due to ongoing instability, infrastructure damage, security risks for most Americans, and even for many Syrians trying to travel. The process is complicated and heavily restricted. Country 6: Yemen, humanitarian crisis. Visuals: crisis coverage, aid efforts. Yemen continues to face one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Because of ongoing conflict, limited government control, safety concerns, travel between Yemen and the US is extremely restricted. Again, this isn't about politics alone, it's about safety and stability. Country 7: Pakistan, increased screening, context matters. Visuals: Islamabad, urban life, culture. Pakistan is a more nuanced case. Unlike others on this list, travel is allowed, diplomatic relations exist, but in 2026, there may be increased visa scrutiny, additional background checks, security-based reviews. It's important to understand, this doesn't mean a ban. It reflects broader regional security concerns and evolving policies. Tone shifts to analytical, engaging. So what's the real story here? Is this about targeting countries? Not exactly. It comes down to 3 major factors. 1. National security. Countries facing conflict or instability often trigger stricter travel policies. 2. Geopolitics. Rivalries, especially with global powers, directly affect travel rules. 3. Immigration policy changes. Every administration adjusts policies based on priorities and global events. So instead of thinking, who is banned? The better question is, why are policies changing? Let's be clear. No country is simply not wanted. That kind of headline might grab attention, but it doesn't tell the full story. The reality is, Policies shift, situations evolve, and international relations are always changing. Travel restrictions are rarely permanent, and often depend on global events. Music builds again. In a world where politics, security, and travel are deeply connected, understanding the why matters more than the headlines. Because today's restriction could be tomorrow's open door. So whether you're planning to travel, study, or move, stay informed, stay aware, and always check the latest policies. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more global insights, and let me know in the comments, which country surprised you the most?